Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum, I'm Malik Hodge, the prophet of the Levites, representing the seven thunders.
I am Nicolette Hodge, a prophetess standing with and representing Master Suleiman, the messenger of the covenant, the breaker of the seven seals, and the self-taught one. Welcome, brothers and sisters. Today we're going to be speaking about how it is that truth dispels lies. High pressure defeats low pressure. All around you, you are surrounded with lies. We are bringing you the truth of who we are, where we are going. We are the true seed of Abraham. We are going home to our land, Arabia. Everyone else is lying about who we are and our reward. Before we get into the presentation, we're going to expose what these devils have done to us by putting us through the Holocaust. The Holocaust is our complete experience. It's not slavery. It's not a critical race theory. Slavery is working someone without paying them. A theory is something that may or may not be true. The Holocaust is our full experience. Slavery doesn't include beating, raping, sodomizing us, torturing us, castrating us, decapitating us, eating our flesh as the cannibal beast that these devils are. It does not include feeding our babies to alligators, using them as bait. It does not include forcing us to carry your devil's seed, devils, the demons, raping us nonstop and forcing us to have your black-faced children, half devil, half man, the tar babies, the house Negroes that we are plagued with. Stop letting them lie to you, brothers and sisters. They are deceiving you and manipulating you into accepting that what we went through was just slavery. And slavery is nothing but a small percentage of what we actually went through. The Abrahamic covenant says that we will be enslaved and afflicted. And because they afflicted us, dehumanized us, and tried to destroy us, they will be afflicted, dehumanized, and destroyed by each other. All right, under our command. We are in charge of their judgment. And they are trying to get out of their judgment. However, their judgment has already started. It started in 2020, came in with this plague after the 400-year time period that Genesis told us about. And that 400 time period was from 1619 to 2019. 2020 came in with a plague, just like Exodus explains, killing the firstborn of Egypt, these Europeans in the European countries, and passing over us, God's people. And so at this point, all they're doing is manipulating you and keeping you blind, deaf, and dumb. The Holocaust is our full experience.
Keep it flowing.
All right, brothers and sisters, welcome. We're going to speak about the NOI broadcast. Legion, Louis Eugene Grounds, ION stands for the NOI backwards. He is the chief demon and hypocrite and liar. Now, he has sat in Elijah's seat for 42 years and misled Elijah's followers, have the Levites not knowing their left hand from their right hand. And he admits that he turned away from Elijah altogether once Elijah departed in 75. He admits that he thought the messenger had deceased, and he liquidated the assets of the NOI, which was worth $80 million. He, along with Worth Dean Wallace, liquidated the assets. And once he realized that he wasn't getting what he thought he was going to get by liquidating the assets, he ran and hid. He went with his hand out from his swine daddies and got back into showbiz, on stage singing and dancing for these devils. Okay, and he is a devil man. His father is a devil, Percival Clark. Therefore, he is a demon. He's half devil, half man. Now, what they attempted to do was give some type of tribute to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. However, there is no way that they can give tribute to the messenger when they have spit on all over the teachings, all over the messenger's name, and all over our hard work. Now, the messenger, Farrakhan, has his student ministers speaking about how they don't understand why Elijah Muhammad is not being taught in the schools when we had the largest black organization in America. Now, Elijah Muhammad was the largest importer of fish, had a national trunking company. We had our own banks, schools, homes, and we didn't want or need for anything from these devils. Farrakhan took everything that we worked for and flushed it down the toilet. Now, there's no way that they can honor the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, because what they did is completely dishonorable. They've completely misrepresented the teachings. They have brought, and specifically Farrakhan, he's Aaron of Exodus. Elijah represents Moses. Aaron had Elijah's followers, Moses' followers, worshiping the golden calf, Sunniism. Not only that, he's brought in Freemasonry, Scientology, and he's brought devils into the NOI. All right, you saw the devil up there today, Devil Abel Muhammad, which is a devil Hispanic. And Farrakhan is constantly showing how it is that he is in bed with these devils and demons. They are his family. He's of the same seed as of his father. And so they're up there spewing all kinds of lies to you, brothers and sisters. And the problem is that you don't know truth from falsehood. And so you are accepting these lies as if he is bringing something to you. And it's nothing but a bunch of BS. And you don't know how to discern truth from falsehood. Because this is the same person that refuses to let you know that you have a reward for your 400 years of suffering. Nearly 500 years. Okay, because we came over here in 1555, and it took 64 years to completely strip us down of all knowledge of self. So from 1555 to 1619, and then 1619 to 2019. Now we are in the year 2022. So it's been nearly 500 years of us going through this enslavement and affliction. And for everything that we've been through, he's saying, calling himself a faithful warner. He says that he loves us. We know that's a lie. He loves his swine daddy. He loves his devil. He refuses to read the fullness of the Abrahamic covenant, where it says that we are going home to our land in between the great river Euphrates and the river Egypt. Yet he says that he's been upkeeping the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. The whole message that the messenger came to us was that we are going home. We are the true seed of Abraham. Okay, that's why they established false Israel in 1948. And so what he's attempting to do now is he uses the messenger's name as a soundbite. Okay, so like he uses it as a serenade. And once you accept that what he's about to give you is from the messenger, you realize that has nothing to do with the messenger at all. Okay, so he's using the messenger as bait. Once he hooks you, then you being pulled into all this Sunniism. You're being put on your knees 5 times a day praying. You're doing the diagnetics. All right, you're doing auditing where you tell all your business to them and you have to keep paying them all this money. And the messenger never taught that. That is completely against all of the teachings for us to be. Sunnis were not allowed in the temple, period. Let me start there. He renamed the temples mosque. All right, and if you understand who the Sunnis are, then you would know that they are the ones sitting on our land, pretending to be us along with the false Jews. They are still in our land, and the false Jews are still in our birthright. And with Farrakhan bringing the Sunniism in,
Yeah.
and with Farrakhan bringing in the Sunniism, then that completely nullifies our reward, the Abrahamic covenant, if you accept that. And so what he's doing is he's using the messenger as a soundbite, and what he's doing is painting this big picture as if the messenger was more than what he is. He came and told us that he is the messenger, and he's coming with a message. Farrakhan is calling him the Messiah. He's calling him Jesus. And he's even gone so far to say that he went up into the wheels in 1985.
He's calling the 25th scientist.
Go ahead, sir.
That's what he's doing. He's calling the 25th scientist.
He's calling the messenger the 25th scientist. He's calling him Jesus. He's calling him the Messiah. And the messenger never claimed any of those things.
Basically saying he broke the 7 seals, or he's breaking the 7 seals now. That's what he's saying, that he's off breaking the 7 seals now, or he's learning, as if these things gonna happen. The seals are not broke. These things will be taking place without the seals not being already broke.
Exactly. Brothers and sisters, understand that the seals have been broken in 1990 by Master Suleiman. And it has caused all kinds of chain of events, such as wars. It has caused this reality to start crumbling right before our eyes. And the lessons tell us that even the weather patterns, earthquakes, hail, snow, is caused by the Son of Man, which is the same as Suleiman. However, Farrakhan is up there lying, saying that the messenger is off breaking the seals. He's lying, saying that the earthquakes and whatnot are being caused by. He's calling the Son of Man, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He's calling himself an extension of the Son of Man, saying that when you see the Father, you see the Son, and that he's the Son of Man as well. And none of that is mathematical. None of that can be proven. That's what you need to understand. The weather pattern is being caused by a pressure differential. We are high pressure. The angel is an atomic bomb. It's a high pressure explosive. And by Master Suleiman breaking the 7 seals and speaking this information and knowledge and wisdom to us, it's raised our consciousness level above our enemies. It's high pressure, and it's defeating low pressure, which is this reality. This whole reality is low pressure, and it's based off of lies. And we're coming to you with the truth. All right? And so Farrakhan don't understand the mathematics behind any of that, so he's sitting up there saying that I told you to watch the weather, and he's lying, saying that the Son of Man is himself Elijah, and that Elijah is Messiah, messenger in one moment. Farrakhan is the Messiah. And the whole thing about it, brothers and sisters, is that there's several scriptures from the unsealed Bible that explains who the Son of Man is, what he looks like, what he's going to be doing. And so there's no room for you to be confused unless you just want to be confused. We know that Farrakhan sitting in Elijah's seat has there's a benefit to that, because he has sat in Elijah's seat, and it is exposing all of those followers that said that they were with Elijah that were not honest. They weren't telling the truth. They were disbelievers. Also, he's a magnet for demons. And so most of those, go ahead, babe.
Yeah, so pure defense. They're in defense mode. Uh, Everything was in defense mode that they spoke on. In defending their position and trying to grab and interpretate and distort what's being shared by Master Suleiman and those with him.
Yes, sir. That's exactly what they're doing. They're on the defense, claiming that they don't tell any lies. Everything they're saying is the truth. Why would you need to say that if you're speaking the truth? And then they're up there lying about the angel. Okay, the angel speaks about the 24 elders, which is 4 different nations: African nation, Oriental nation, Asian nation, and the original nation. They're calling the 24 elders 24 scientists. They have no clue what they're talking about. They did not break the 7 seals. The messenger did not break the 7 seals. He never claimed to. The messenger did the best he could with the knowledge that he had. Okay, and it says that he got the lessons nearly correct. That doesn't mean that it's 100% correct. And so they're calling the 24 elders 24 scientists, when in reality that's 6 keys or 6 wings of 4 different nations. And so you have to understand the angel to know what it is that Revelations is saying. The angel is the Arabic word for the gospel. All right. And so
They also hasn't spoke on anything that's taking place in the world today. They're not giving any value to the people of what's happening in the world today. What's behind it? What's the cause? What's going to take place? What to do when this take place? When they see this, they're not giving any information that is usable.
Nothing relevant, nothing that's going to help you get through these hard times, hard days ahead. Nothing that's going to get you home, brothers and sisters. And so war is right on the doorstep. He's not speaking about that. There's a food shortage going on. He's not speaking about that. There's about to be excuse me. He's not speaking about this war that's going on in the Middle East. Farrakhan is blind. He can't see what's going to happen tomorrow. He's looking at CNN repeating what they're saying. Okay, and that he was repeating that the war of Ukraine is going to start the war of Armageddon. That's a lie. We know that the war of Armageddon is going to go into motion because of the war in the Middle East, where the House of Saud, America and Britain get kicked out the Middle East first, and that automatically spirals them into the war of Armageddon, while false Israel is under siege, and they will be destroyed. And so he's not speaking about anything relevant of what's going on in the world right now. How is it that he has your best interests at heart, and he cannot even tell you what's going to happen tomorrow and what you need to do to secure your family? He doesn't know about this famine that's about to take place. He doesn't know that these devils are about to try to eat us, because they're going to be out of food once they get kicked out the Middle East. and their oil pipeline is cut off, and and they've kept this clause in the U.S. Constitution that we are 3/5 a human. And so 3/5 a human is not a human. Technically, we are classified as animals, and it's not illegal to eat animals. Why is it that he's not speaking about any of these things? He says that he knows what's going to happen before it happens. He's a faithful warner. Why is he not warning you about what's about to take place? Instead, he's preparing to and telling he's preparing his MGT vanguard to fight back against America. We know that because he's preparing for their demon plague, where they will be rioting and going to war with these devils. Go ahead. They're going to start drafting these devils in black skin, the demons, for war. They're going to be looking at these demons for their next meal. They're going to be throwing them in concentration camps. And these demons think that they can have America for themselves and somehow turn things around. You know, the devils know that these demons are longing for their love and affection. And so they're going to offer these demons reparations, 6 states, everything that Farrakhan is standing for, and in exchange for their cooperation in drafting them for this war. And so I'm just trying to show you how it is that all these things are taking place. We're giving you the prophecy. Farrakhan cannot give you any of these things. He cannot give you clean water. All he has is muddy water, dirty water for you. He talks about how the mind and ear is sacred, you know, and he's standing on post monitoring what's coming into the ear, and he's happy that, you know, you allow him and his imps to whisper in your ear or have your ear for a moment. And the whole thing about Farrakhan is to keep you in this worshiping heart zone state where you're so busy looking at his appearance and his trinkets, his jewelry, his dresses, and you're not paying attention to what he's actually saying.
Not taking the main part of come out of her and come out of her as it says some spiritual come out of. Everything they said is spooky. It replies, it ends up in a spooky content. It doesn't end up in reality. Come out of her means come out of her. Leave, get up and go. We're going back to our land, going back home. We're coming out of her. We're separating. They're and the end of their of every meeting, they're still staying here. They're still, speaking as if they did it. Just this is what they've done. This is this that they're adding. This is what they're out to do. Is just give you a spiritual upliftment or a mental, something mental, but not it doesn't move into the physical realm.
And they're no different from the church. All they're doing is putting glitter on a pile of feces. What he's saying is trash, but because it sounds good and they're yelling and shouting and looking the part with their suits on and whatnot, you're taking them as a credible source of information and knowledge, and they're not. And you have to listen to what he's saying. We're not going anywhere. America is about to go down. That means we're going down with America. How is that somebody who loves you, cares about you, have your best interest in heart, and he's telling us that we're going to suffer the same fate as our enemies? Well, that's because he is our enemy. He's trying to take us down with him. Okay, brothers and sisters, we have some proof from the messenger himself. Now, one thing you need to understand is the messenger said out of his own mouth. He's a messenger. He's coming with a message. He says that he's only been given enough knowledge from Master Farad Muhammad for 40 years. Okay, and the 40-year time period came and passed. He departed after his 40 years, and then Farrakhan sat in his seat for 42 years. All right, this is the Muhammad Speak newspaper. Who and What is the Hell by Elijah Muhammad. All right, and this is kind of small, so I'm going to go ahead and read it. As it is written, the blind cannot lead the blind. Both will fall into the ditch, for neither is able to see that ditch. Understand that Farrakhan is blind. He can't see what's going on. And he's leading you into this trap of talking about reparations. We stand here, getting 6 states, making America great. And what you don't understand is that staying here, we are still under the oppression and rulership of these devils. We need our own country. We need our own reality. That is so clear. All right. And you're here with these devils. They out of food. You are going to be their next meal. As it is written, the blind cannot lead the blind, for both will fall into the ditch, for neither is able to see that ditch. This is a prophecy of the so-called Negro leadership before their awakening, resurrection to the knowledge of truth, the knowledge of self and others. My people are jealous and contrary to black leadership, though they cannot rightly lead. You must remember, my dear people, that there is not one of us, regardless of education, who can lead our people safely to the joys of freedom, justice, and equality, unless Allah, God, is with you. All right, brothers and sisters. We will all end up permanent slaves or doomed to that which we were trying to be freed of. For this is divine work that you are attempting to do without Allah's guidance and the knowledge of his plans to save and deliver us from our tormentors. You blind guides seek self-exaltation and to please the enemy by following the course mapped out for you by your enemies, to agree with the enemy on anything he plans for you. But in the end, you will be the loser, and this is exactly what you are doing. All right, brothers and sisters, so take a look at this. Farrakhan is trying to keep us here, all right? And he's saying that we need to take America back for ourselves, but it clearly states that we will all end up permanent slaves or doomed to that which we are trying to be freed of. For this is divine work that you are attempting to do without Allah's guidance and the knowledge of his plans to save and deliver us from our tormentors. I mean, how clear is that we are leaving up out of here? And Farrakhan has to pretend that he is being guided by Allah. That's why he is building up the messenger far past him being a messenger into being this Messiah, because he thinks that by building up the messenger, it's building him up. With him being the messenger's mouthpiece, he's nothing but a mouthpiece, a minister. He's not a prophet. He's not a Messiah or anything of that nature. He has done nothing for our people.
Aaron of the scriptures.
He's Aaron, exactly. And what did Aaron do?
What's that keep trying to? They say he's Aaron, they take it back. They recite he's Aaron, he's the mouthpiece. But when he does the things that Aaron is to do, and that is being a hypocrite and taking the people into Sunniism, worshiping the golden calf, and then constantly putting everything and calling our people sinful. That's what Aaron does.
He's constantly accusing us of just being so sinful. We have done nothing but submit to these devils, something that no other nation could completely do. And so Farrakhan is a blind guide seeking self-exaltation to please the enemy. Understand that the enemy is Farrakhan, and he's trying to please his swine daddy. All right? Devils and demons, they are enemies. The demons are the biggest thorn in our feet, because they look like us, walk like us, talk like us. However, they are not us. They don't have the same nature, nor do they think like us. But you see in Farrakhan up there a devil in black skin, and you're thinking that he's your brother when he's not. All right. And he's seeking self-exaltation. That's why he's always holding him on this high pedestal. Yet he cannot show you anything that he has done for our people besides kick us all the way down. And spit all over everything that we have worked for. And I'm trying hard to use appropriate language for an inappropriate matter. All right, so Farrakhan says that he's standing with the messenger. He hasn't let go of the teachings. He's not a liar. Well, what's all this? Why are you constantly hugged up and kissed up with these devils? That's because he's one of them. He's a devil himself. Why are you in bed with the Sunnis? Sunnis were never allowed in the temple. All right, and you let the Sunnis know that our God is Master Farad Muhammad. You go over to Sunni land saying that, they'll try to cut your tongue out. Yet he is bringing them into the temples, which he has renamed mosque. And why is he hugged up with these devils calling, what's his name? Is that Father Flav? Calling him, he said, Father Flav is his brother.
Father Flager.
Father Flager? He said Father Flager is his brother. He's telling you the truth. That's because Farrakhan is the same as his swine daddies. What does Freemasonry have to do with any of the teachings? Again, he is our enemy. He's the hidden enemy. Because you think that he is your brother and he's not. All right, brothers and sisters. Look, I am sending my messenger, and he will prepare the way before me. Then the Lord you are seeking will suddenly come to his temple. The messenger of the covenant, whom you look for so eagerly, is surely coming, says the Lord of heaven's armies. There's two different people being spoken about here in the scripture. You have my messenger and the messenger of the covenant. Honorable Elijah Muhammad told you that the one to come after him will be God himself. Master Suleiman is here. He is the messenger of the covenant. He's the only person who has let you know that we have a reward for our 400 years of suffering. All right. The Abrahamic covenant has been hidden from us by these demons and devils. And Master Suleiman has unsealed this reward that we have, that we didn't even know we had. We thought that all of our suffering was in vain. He has broken the 7 seals of the angel. All right, all 22 chapters of Revelations. No one else has done that. No one else has claimed it, or can they prove it? They're making reference to Elijah Muhammad off on the wheels, breaking the seals. They can't prove any of that. It's spooky. And it's a bunch of BS. And so I'm sending my messenger, and he will prepare the way before me. Then the Lord who you are seeking will suddenly come to his temple, the messenger of the covenant. Farrakhan doesn't have any message. He refuses to read the Abrahamic covenant. Okay, so this cannot possibly be him. I beheld till the thrones were cast down. This is from the book of Daniel. The last verse was from Malachi. And the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. Brothers and sisters, Master Suleiman is the Ancient of Days. And he is about to clean up the NOI, throwing out Farrakhan and his demon followers. And the Levites within the NOI, those original brothers and sisters that are allowing themselves to be misled by Farrakhan, are going to get knowledge of self and start getting prepared to go through tribulations, where they will be gathering the rest of our people who are lost for the lack of knowledge. Here we have an angel key. Master Suleiman is down in the NOI, right before the war takes place over in the Middle East with Michael and his angels. That's our God, Master Fraud Muhammad, and Iran and Syria, our Islamic brothers. All right, and the dragon and his angels is the House Assad and America, false Israel, and Britain. Farrakhan has already received chastisement for being a hypocrite. He has been disemboweled. There's no way that he can lead us anywhere, as for one, he's a hypocrite, so we know that he's not leading us anywhere. However, looking at his physical appearance, with him being disemboweled, crippled, he is not taking us anywhere. He's not, what did he say? He's supposed to be getting us across the river. And there is no way that he can do anything. He can't lead us into battle or anything with him. He's a liar. He's a hypocrite. The first punishment is disembowelment. The second is public humiliation and then death. You're going to be looking to the NOI for guidance here in a couple of days. You might be looking to the NOI for guidance right now, and you're being led astray. Master Suleiman is going to clean up the NOI, and that will be our megaphone, our way of broadcasting this knowledge and wisdom of who we are and where we are going. They're having quite a bit of conflict in the NOI right now, because the original brothers and sisters within the NOI are asking quite a few questions from Farrakhan. Why is it that they're hearing about a reward and Farrakhan has never mentioned that before? Why is it that he is predicting the Ukraine is going to start the war of Armageddon, and the war of Armageddon has not taken place yet? Yet what's going on in the Ukraine is getting more intense day by day. They're about to be freezing their behinds off this winter. Why is he not talking about that? He said that's the spark to the war of Armageddon, or he's saying that's what's going to cause it. Why is he not expounding on it or anything? And, you know, with the death of Ava Muhammad, so many questions surrounding that. He's not being upfront with his followers over there, and it's quite a bit of dissension going on. And scriptures tell us that those in the NOI, they wanted to run to Master Suleiman and join the ranks. However, Farrakhan held them back. So he has people there against their will. And so you have to start asking these questions, because what he's saying is not mathematical and the scriptures are clear. Here, the same scripture was taking place here on the Angel Key is that Iran and Syria are now at war with America, Britain, and false Israel. We know that America and Britain are going to be kicked out first. Farrakhan cannot tell you about this. He doesn't even see it coming. So, brothers and sisters, this is the bottom line. The bottom line is that we're about to clean up the NOI, kick out all of Farrakhan's demon followers along with him. And we're about to be giving you clean water on a large platform where there will be no excuse. There will be no nothing standing in the way of you getting full knowledge of self. Our biggest war, or our first war, is with these demons. They are the reason why we have not been able to come together. Okay, we know that due to energy deprivation, uh, we weren't as unified as we was before. However, these demons have really kept us away from each other because they have us confused. They are wolves in sheep's clothing, with us being sheep, and you can't tell the difference between a wolf in sheep clothing and a sheep. You know, these demons have us thinking there's something wrong with each other. And so these demons are put in place to keep us blind, deaf, and dumb, to keep us uh, in check, keep us following massa or working against ourselves. You want to add anything?
The demons keep you on task, keep you on in masses um, thought process, keeps you in his master's reality.
Exactly, which is a low pressure reality. These demons are keeping us at a low pressure, or keeping our thoughts at a low pressure, because all they're doing is telling us lies and keeping us feeding into this false reality. And they're keeping you away from the truth. And the truth is the high pressure that's going to raise your thought level and allow you to climb up out of this gravitational vortex. And the demons, they don't want that because they know it's nothing in it for them. There's no part of the Abrahamic covenant that includes any demons, period. Farrakhan knows that. And so the bottom line is the NOI is about to be cleaned up. And they know that it's coming. And brothers and sisters, we're about to go home. These devils, they don't want us to leave here. These demons don't want us to. We are the wealth of America. All right, we are the creativity. And they take our creative ideas, add their technical touch, and come up with all these different innovations, throw us back to trash. And so we are still being enslaved. And so, brothers and sisters, do you want to add anything?
That everything that's being shared is to keep you away from the truth. Period. Point blank. It's a spin, a throw off of the truth that is being given to you day in and day out. That is sharing with you absolutes of what's going to take place, how it's going to take place, and has been consistent with what's happening around, what's happening in the world. Period. So, don't be deceived at all by the deceiver.
Yes, sir.
Don't be deceived by the deceiver. There's no. That's why they don't. That's if you pay attention, you're only getting good lip service.
Right.
No direction.
Exactly. That's a perfect way to put it. You've been given good lip service, absolutely no direction. Just like the church, you walk out of there feeling good, but completely lost. And so, thank you for having us, brothers and sisters. Remember that the Holocaust is the reason for all of this chaos taking place around us. All of this is about us, our reward, and us returning home. That's the reason these devils are about to be coming at us so hard in a couple of days. That's the reason that Farrakhan is coming at us so hard right now with his lies, all right, and his deceptions. However, high pressure defeats low pressure. There's no getting around it, and they're about to be destroyed. They're being destroyed right now. All right.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.